Stick around to the end of the video for your chance to win a Star Citizen game package complete with an Aurora MR and lifetime insurance. This prize has been very generously donated to us by CIG in celebration of the Foundation Festival. Full details at the end of the video. Last year, we circumnavigated the planet Microtech on Dragonflies. It was a very long expedition, covering almost 7,000 kilometers. A real adventure with a lot of challenges along the way. We've been planning a follow-up to that expedition for some time, but this time covering the planet Hurston. And in the last video, we met the team and finally set off from Lorville on the shortest leg of the expedition to the nearby bunker of HDSF Adlai. Along the way, we encountered our first taste of the massive scrapyards that pepper the surface of Hurston and lost our first 2 bikes. We didn't stop day 1 at Adlai, however, and immediately set out to begin stage 2, an 859km dogleg run around one of Hurston's lakes, and then south towards the Equator of Hurston to another unmarked bunker location, HDSF Hendricks. As you can see from the amazing maps our navigator Fingers has prepared, navigation would play a big part in successfully covering the vast distance involved here, and small mistakes we could make on the bikes can lead to some pretty big deviations from course. The journey had begun, but there was still so much story to tell. We didn't know anything of straying from the path yet though, as we prepared to set out from Adlai and get underway.
Alright, Jack's cleared the hangar.
For navigation, use dogleg map 1.
My bike had taken a bit of a beating coming through the scrap piles earlier in the day, and so to begin stage 2, I'd be picking up one of our spares. This bike could be loaded up for our techs to repair at an outpost.
The other spare is outside.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll put this one inside then. I see the other spare. We got some nice open terrain now, because it'd be nice to get some speed going, right, Jack?
Absolutely.
For a little bit, then there's like a valley run.
Okay, we're on the move.
I'm still kind of intimidated to go much more than 100 meters per second. Yeah, it's the jumps that it's not the jumps, it's the landing.
The terrain coming out of Adlai was classic red desert, good for getting some speed going, but also cluttered with cactus and what we'd come to call missile trees. A phrase coined by Fingers that I am not exactly sure of the meaning behind, but it stuck so we kept using it. Me and Sphinx have both blown up once on that first run. Sphinx 40 was not joining us for stage 2 of the trip, and while we'd be joined by channel patron Quazgar later on, for now it was just Jack and myself making the run, with Jack about to lose his first bike.
Oh!
Oh no!
I'm dead.
I heard that.
Oh boy. Spoke way too soon. Fresh bike too. I hit that cactus at about 175.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. I'd slow to a stop while Jack arranged to drop back to the ground here.
I'm gonna recover the stuff that was on here. It looks like there's a box I can loot.
Good.
You're gonna have to take a broke bike unless you want to wait until we get these fixed.
It's probably just as good to get them fixed.
We'd be losing a lot of bikes today, and with so much distance to cover, I'd press on with Trenic above me as Jack and Artax set off to get bikes repaired and replaced.
That's later tonight.
You're home. You are coming up to a little bit of wreckage.
Roger. Now, Fingers was staying back to help Jack navigate once he returned, and so I was out ahead on my own with very specific instructions on where to go. Am I turning south yet, Fingers, or...?
I don't know your range to Adelaide, But if you look at the map again, you see how that large swale of valley, and if you ping it, trying to match, geolocate what you see on the map with what you see in your pings.
Okay, I'll keep going until I see a valley. But finding things from ground level is much harder than from the air. Okay, I think I'm at the point now.
A couple hills here, but I don't think we're at a canyon yet.
Trenic and I would continue pushing south looking for the valley entrance, but as soon as we deviated a little eastward, we'd hit trash.
You're coming up to another field of wreckage, like quite a lot of it.
Oh, okay, can you see a way around?
If you were to punch through straight ahead where you're looking at, you have a pretty clear path.
Okay.
Front ramp coming down.
The trash was at the very least sparse in this field. Lots of space you push forward. It's not super dense, which is merciful.
Yeah. Now it's going to get pretty dense again.
Up ahead, things were getting thicker, and the ground less even.
Monica, you're looking at
Still roughly 70%.
And I was about to make a fatal mistake by reacting too slowly to a direction given to me from Trenick above.
Head right.
Head right.
Ish, yeah.
Oh!
Trenick would land to mark the spot as I found myself on the Carrack now returning to us with some fresh bikes.
Oh my love, you're such a fragile thing, I know. And with the winter comes the ice, the snow, but I'm it all.
What the hell? It's like a pit here, wow.
No, my love, don't worry about the cold just yet. The trees haven't started to shed. Just feel the summer sun as it warms our bed.
About 120.
120? Okay, cool.
If you look at the map, I think you're at the bottom of the south leg and you're getting ready to turn about 120 down into the valley of meandering,
Okay,
mostly
cool.
eastward valley.
These maps are excellent, by the way.
They are really good. So we'd entered the first segment of the valley and we're now heading towards two stretches going more or less east. The angles were scouted ahead of time by Fingers and were important because it helped avoid mountains. And Jack was about to find us a way out of the trash.
But I'm trying to shelter you from pain.
With the way bikes perform right now, even shallow jumps can result in bottoming out.
Katie, I see you up on the hill above me to my left,
Oh,
so I'm just
bottomed
gonna...
out. God damn it. Wasn't even a big jump. It didn't even feel like a big jump, but bottomed out. I'm okay. Some types of damage are much worse than others, with retro thrusters being one of the worst. Oh, I've got no retros. Oh, let me check the status of those real quick, because I might have to change bikes. Retro thrusters at the front of the bike act as your brakes. Without them, you cannot slow down without spinning the bike into reverse. Artax was on his way with a replacement.
Fires in Canada, Sunset.
Yeah.
Now, this was my old bike, the one from the start of the video, and while not perfect, it was still workable. It's my old bike. It's got a red core, but I'll risk it. However, as promised, sometimes Dragonflies just explode.
Just you wait. Next one is RPG.
Oh no, I saw that. Something exploded on the front ramp.
Yep, just came off the ramp and exploded straight away. So a fresh bike, and as night fell, Fingers had the idea of marking the vertex points along our route as a waypoint.
At least that's what it is on the chart.
I see what you're doing. This is clever. We're 18 kilometers, yeah? Navigation is much more difficult at night. None of the surrounding features are visible, and judging distances without any objective markers is unreliable.
I woke up in the middle of the night. Ooh, na, na, na. And I wondered how you're always right. It gets me.
But no matter what, we were making progress. The terrain was at the very least pretty easy and clear in this valley. We definitely made an interesting wrong turn somewhere, as Fingers was about to spot something very unexpected at this point.
That looks suspicious.
What's that?
Welcome to the beach.
Wait, what?
Awesome.
Yeah, water.
I mean, that's good news, right? That's good. That means that we've actually covered quite a bit of the southward distance.
Oh wow. Yeah. If you keep going, you're gonna hit water.
Okay, I'm gonna stop This was the northern edge of the lake that we were navigating around.
Yep.
Shit, yeah. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it's right there. Oh, it's pretty though.
Yeah. So you got 30 north, and then we came down the line going from 30 north. But then instead of going 090, we have actually been cutting a little south that whole way. And I think that we could be
At the corner.
We could be close to the corner, yeah. We need to keep a very wide margin with the bikes from the water, because if we try and ride alongside it, we run the risk of falling in and blowing out. Hitting ocean water with a gravlev is still death in the current game, so while we wanted to follow the coastline, we need to deviate inland a little here.
Keep me on the right, because I've got a pond of water right here.
Okay. I'm following your line, but I'm offset to the left by, I don't know, a kilometer.
Yeah. Look more of that.
Let's see here.
Trash, lots of trash.
When I look back, I can see you're hiding, waiting for a moment to step in, and I'll never understand how you saw it coming. Oh, but I will love you for it all.
We're taking the scenic route.
Hell of an undertaking.
Oh no, okay, Jack, be careful. I'm okay. But I just spotted something horrible. We're entering pole country. And I don't mean Poland.
Yeah.
One thing we did know was that we needed to be directly south of Reclamation and Disposal before making the turn, so it was just a case of making the distance.
And I exploded again.
No!
Wow.
Flat, I'm taking a picture of this. Flat terrain all around me. Exploded.
We had a lot of hopes that trash would be less common the closer to the equator that we got. On Microtech, we had ice lakes to make huge distances for a time. Would we find such a convenient terrain here on Hurston?
That is making me think, are there actually any clear flats on Hurston?
I saw a glimpse of coloring. It knocked me off my feet. I thought I saw a spark in your eye.
Sunrise in 4 minutes.
Nice.
Desperately and far away, conquered all my needs. And I put all the way aside.
Once we found our turn, we'd be deviating from the planned route a little, with pretty much a straight shot south. It was a long way to cover, and we didn't want a repeat of accidentally bumping into the water again, so heading straight south for the outpost seemed like a good idea. 428 kilometers we covered. And at the turn south, we'd regroup as a team. We had plans to end day one about 50 kilometers ahead, so this was another milestone for the team at the end of our first day.
I know we can hold on, make it all worthwhile. It's the second round through a long defile.
Oh yeah, good point.
Nice to be pushing perpendicular to the sun. It's kind of cool.
Finally heading south. Since we're going south, I would say you have made the turn south.
Of course, as beautiful as any sight may be, you must still concentrate on driving.
Space Western, right here.
Damn, we've got sun. Oh,
Yeah.
no, oh, didn't. Oh,
That's-
it's okay. I managed to not
That's
crash,
what
but...
Yeah.
I saw a glimpse of coloring. It knocked me off my feet. I thought I saw a spark in your eyes. Desperately and far away, conquered all my needs.
Fingers was waiting at the site we were ending day one, and in total we'd covered just over 500 kilometers on our first day.
I know we can hold on, make it all worthwhile. It's the second round through a long defile.
Dismount for beverages.
Yes, I'm for you.
Finn's got the juice.
But we were all eager to return the following day and get back to it, and the very first thing we'd stumbled upon was a true anomaly of Hurston terrain, a near completely featureless expanse of open ground. Oh my god, if only all of it was like this, holy shit.
This is the dream of an
Oh
ocean.
my gosh!
This is what the ocean
Holy
is
cow!
supposed to be.
You guys like permission to buzz the tower?
No doubt.
Oh, careful though. There are some of those trees, like, hiding in the little gardens.
Yeah.
I call this area an anomaly because we never encountered this again on the trip. There were areas kind of like it, but with rocks and low-lying vegetation, but at least along the route that we took, no other featureless expanses like this were found. While not perfectly on bearing, it was a lot of fun to ride. On terrain like that, you make the ground so quickly. Back into, we've got some cactus coming up. So as we regrouped once again for the long push over the equator, it was back to classic Red Desert, and for Jack, a run of bad luck would cloud the first half of day 2. Oh!
I exploded again.
Oh no!
Just
Lucky.
open terrain.
I'd have my own share of bikes just exploding today, as well as some deserved deaths from crashing into things. A classic red desert biome that is very common in the temperate latitudes of the planet is no picnic when it comes to obstacles to avoid. Grav Lev 3 is at 93%, which is fine.
Quazgar said. Thank you for the run.
Bike is all green, okay. While we were stopped, Trenick wanted to drop some supplies into our bike storage. Can you access the storage while I'm hovering?
Engines offline.
With the bike on the ground, Trenick could access the storage, and he'd do the same for Jack as well.
Here, hold up a sec. Let me throw these in your storage real quick.
Good one.
Sit down.
Yep.
And pretty soon, we were ready to set out again.
I think I tested mine was maxing out at 72 meters per second. So
I think mine's the same, more or less.
I need you on my fire. I want you to know that every time you're away, I long for you so much I can find my way.
With Trenick above, I get some good warning of hazards and routes ahead.
If you go slightly to the right, you'll go around the mountains.
Oh, you're okay. We're nowhere near the coast, is that right?
Yeah, we got a ways.
Okay, cool.
Do you feel how we got something strong?
You got a cliff coming up.
It's also on the other side of the planet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow, that is a cliff. Oh my god.
That with you I feel alive. You'll be the last one I think about.
I do love these skies now. I love, like, the colours of the Hurston skies.
Angry dark red.
No, well, it used to be, didn't it? But now it's like a lovely blue and like a tan brown cloud. It's quite nice.
Brown cloud.
And I saw you walking the line, and the truth may come as a surprise. That with you I feel alive. You will be the last one I think about.
On me, bearing 215.
Roger, 215 on you. Jack and I were together for a long stretch of this southward push through the Red Desert. As the sun began to set, the terrain changed from open plains and typical Red Desert to rocky hills, and then on to full-scale mountains adorned with trash summits. And we'd now been joined by channel patron Quazgar, who would be riding along as well, and we were very excited to have him join the team. That sunset is looking incredible.
Yeah.
Though Quazgar would also get a crash out of the way early as he pushed on far ahead of Jack and I.
You're just gonna right through them, are you?
Oh,
Okay.
shit, I just blew up. Quazgar blew up.
No! Oh, it's so easy to do. If it's any consolation, me and Jack have blown up many times already. I'd soon follow anyway.
Just coming for a redeploy.
Oh, I actually hit one of those low-lying plants that you can normally kind of fly over.
See how far from the ground you are?
I am close enough. Thank you very much, Artax.
I've been to the south, I've been to the north, east and the west, the middle, of course.
This reminds me of Microtech so much at the moment. 'Cause the terrain here isn't too bad, and riding along, hitting ping constantly.
Microtech.
But another kind of obstacle would soon befall us. As we prepared to face another night out here, we'd get a server 30k.
Where are we?
There it is.
Luckily, Fingers was keeping very regular position checks from Lowville and Reclamation and Disposal, so triangulating our return was easy. But 30ks are easily the most time costly issues, as it means loading up all of the spare bikes again. By the time we were ready to go again, it was morning. At least it's morning. No.
Okay. My spare Dragonflies. Yep, in your hangar.
Soon after setting out, it was clear that the equatorial region here was another biome altogether. It's like Australia.
Yeah, it's all like crazy.
It's different biome to what we were in. Wow, it's very beautiful there.
I wasn't ready for a late night call. I wasn't ready to fall totally in love. A distant light over the mountainside. I've got my reasons why I'm in this game for life.
Now, I'd make a very minor but interesting observation that I didn't seem to be bottoming out after jumps anymore.
That's pretty cool looking.
I got a bit of altitude here, we'll see how I land. I didn't bottom out again. This is interesting. Jumping on Microtech was the fastest way to travel, but to try an extreme jump here would be risky. I don't dare test it to an extreme and see if I can do like a crazy jump.
Maybe the sand is softer here.
But as I pushed on forward, the compulsion to give a truly ambitious jump to test overtook me, and so on the next big hill, I would just go for it. Okay, I thought, yes, let's give it one. See what happens. Oh, okay, yeah, I did bottom out that time. Yeah, you are not safe. It's really testing.
You might be lucky, but you are not safe.
You can blame anyone else for what you've done. I'm leaving the crossfire. I'm a stranger to this feeling and my soul is leaving the crossfire any minute now.
Oh wow, this is a view.
I had definitely been worried when planning this trip that we just wouldn't see as much beauty as we did on Microtech, but there are some incredible regions on this planet if you go looking for them. The terrain was about to get bumpy again though. A bit bumpy
It's a
here.
drop off right here. Yeah, it drops right off.
And crossing what seemed like some pretty manageable terrain, we'd have another little slip up on a fairly routine obstacle.
This thing is just a wall.
Okay, I'll slow down. Oh, what the hell? Just random explosion. Artax was nearby to drop me back into the journey at my last position.
Yeah, don't go yet. I'll let you know when it's all the way down.
Sure, okay. I feel a little bit slower again. You know what's funny? You said it's like that's like a wall. I was actually like slowing down as it was going over as well. Despite the loss of a bike, it was safe to say that this biome, what we'd now call Yellow Desert, was at this point the highlight of the trip so far, and a biome that we hoped would stretch on for many more kilometers to come. Jack would also lose a bike traversing this beautiful land.
Yep, I died.
Yeah, I'll fire for you guys.
Jack is dead.
Was it like a really high jump, Jack, that got you?
Oh yeah. I crested a hill and I was like a kilometer in the air and I just hit belly flopped.
Yeah, it's so easy to do, especially when the train is undulating like this. Jack was about to be dropped up ahead, where Trennick would also be landing to shuffle some spare bikes from the Caterpillar to the Carrack, ready for Jack, Quazgar and myself to use upon respawning.
Just to let you know, there's refreshments inside that bike you're on.
Probably just transfer all 3 of them, and that way people can just jump on them.
I continue onwards towards Fingers. We were closing on Hendricks and still in Yellow Desert. Could it be possible that the remainder of this stage would be so comfortable?
Looks like you passed right between some 2 hills. But this is fun, you know, I'm having a good time.
This train is much nicer. Like, it's... if the whole trip was this train, it would be a real fun trip. I don't want to jinx this, but I'm hoping that now that we're like away from Lowville and we've pushed further to south towards the Equator, that we'll see a lot more of this and a lot less of the big trash piles.
You can do a hot pickup real quick and have you catch up.
Where are you at?
I'm right above you.
But the Yellow Desert was not done claiming bikes just yet. Oh no!
I heard that.
We are going to burn through some bikes on this. I know we already have been, but yeah, it's going to be...
Oh, has anyone been counting?
When I'm editing this, I'll tally like every time a bike gets lost, because we've been burning through them, honestly. And speaking of, Quazgar decided that rather than use up our stored bikes, he wanted to jump on as a passenger aboard my bike, where he would even record some of this final stretch to HDS of Hendricks.
Okay. Oh, look at that, Katie. You're visible again. Yeah, thousands of your seats. Go.
This is a nice overlook when we get to the edge of this mountain.
We'd get one last epic vista from the Yellow Desert before leaving.
Yeah, slow it up, but because it's a steep drop, but it looks awesome.
I'm so low. Ooh, yeah, wow. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, yeah, it's steep. Oh my god.
Whoa.
Is it pretty much a drop off? I'm like 1K behind you.
Yes.
It is a completely vertical drop.
Alright, I'm gonna pause and start recording.
Super careful. Beyond this point, we were back to Hurston Red Desert, but with an unexpected and awkward twist. Ah, it's a shame that I was quite enjoying the rocky Yellow Desert. Night was falling and more mountains lay ahead.
It's gonna drop off again right there.
Before we discovered the twist of the train ahead though, we'd be treated to yet another beautiful Hurston sunset. Whoa!
Close your eyes, get out of your skin.
Oh, hit a tree.
You were looking at the sky.
I was looking at the amazing sunset over there. Like, look at that, wow.
Famous last words. Isn't that pretty?
So the mountains here are covered in these giant flat-faced rocks. The bike cannot traverse them. This would mean avoiding a lot of the hillsides and being kind of forced to navigate the network of valleys through this mountain pass. Jack would take the lead as we tried to push on through to the finish.
Tight fit.
Left Katie. It gets really thin right there.
The valley ahead closed in tight, and eventually we had to face the rocks themselves, and the weather was closing in hard.
Okay, Jack has cleared the gully.
Right, almost out, and then you're gonna punch through this right here.
What I was being asked to punch through was a solid wall of the black rocks. But Trennick was able to find a narrow route around.
Jack went through the belly on the belly. But if you get over the top, that's even better.
There you go.
Go home stretch. In this weather, accidents can definitely happen.
I don't know about you, Katie, but you're not dead. You're not dead.
Right, you got it.
That happened right in front of me. I don't know about you, I'm like, the closer I get, the more nervous I get.
You just kind of want to be there, don't you?
You want to taste the victory line, but you don't want to die in the last 100 meters.
But with just kilometers to go, our pilots could finally start giving us course corrections to the bunker itself.
Katie, if you want to fix your bearing, to the left by like 2 or 3 minutes,
It'll be under me.
I see the red light now. I got eyes on the red light.
Okay, I see the turrets. I'm sending to me to see the turrets.
Yeah, there's a good
Okay, I'm gonna get some cover and dismount for a second. We'd made it to Hendricks. The 859 kilometers from Adelaide had been completed. I should do a check on the bike health, because I'm pretty sure it's probably seriously damaged.
Yeah, you hit a few things.
Gravel of 6 is gone. Gravel of 2 is at 91. Retro, one of the retros is gone. It's not too bad, but let me look at the bike health. Oh, there's so much red. Ooh, that's a rough landing.
I know. Yeah,
End it with a bang.
I shut my engines off before lowering myself like a dummy.
So our first long stage was complete, and the following stage, the rest stop, was to be our very first visit to an actual mining outpost. All that stood in our way was 552 kilometers of unpredictable Hurston terrain. How will we fare heading out to our first real checkpoint of the journey? Join us next time to find out. In the last video, we hosted a giveaway for a Star Citizen game package complete with LTI Origin 100i, and I am very pleased to announce that we have a winner. Phil Hoffer, with the comment that you see on screen right now, is our winner. Congratulations, Phil. I will reply to your comment with instructions on claiming your prize. But for everyone else, fret not, as we have yet another game package to give away today, this time featuring an LTI Aurora MR and Foundation Festival paint. For your chance to win, simply hit the like button and leave a comment below, and we will pick a winner by the next episode. Good luck, everyone, and again, I want to thank CIG for sending such awesome prizes our way. As always, I want to thank all of you at home for watching, and of course our amazing patrons, all of whom you can see on screen right now. Without our very generous patrons, we wouldn't be able to put out video series like this, because patron support is what allows me to take the time to both record and edit big projects like this one, and I want to thank each and every one of you for your support and for helping to keep the channel going. Thank you. We'll be back at stage 3 of this expedition very soon.